In today's video, I'm going to talk about 3 things that may be affecting your ability to consistently backspin the ball to all fields and how I can help you fix that problem and how I can help you fix these 3 problems. Number 1, we're going to go ahead and get straight into it, is lack of spacing in your setup and at launch position. And when I'm talking about spacing, I'm talking about vertically and then also horizontally east to west. So what I see so many times with hitters, major league, all the way down, right? Baseball players, softball, is lack of spacing. So we have to think of our swing as a runway, right? And maybe, let me just put, your hands are an airplane. And I'm going to use the PVC pipe today to demonstrate an over-exaggerated version, because sometimes when we have the bat in our hands, we just kind of lose touch of what's going on. If we can get out of the baseball mode and think of different things and different, what's the word I'm looking for? Different examples, we can understand a little bit better. So most hitters, you can't expect to be able to turn around velocity when your hands are in here, because you've got 2 options from here. You can go from here and try to hit, and then the hands have to either create momentum, and I've talked about this before. I'm going to continue to talk about this on this channel. Every action in the setup, every action that you have to take from your setup to get ready and hit has an equal and opposite reaction, right? So if you start with your hands in here, you have 2 options. You can jam the hands down here, be very steep, cut the ball, be a handsy swing. You're never going to hit the ball very hard. You're gonna struggle against major league pitching, because one, you have a one plane swing that's only going to be able to hit this, and you're going to hit it constantly, be late. You're going to have to catch things back here or get the hands out here, and they're just going to throw pitches under your barrel, above your barrel. You're going to miss up and down, out and in. Bad combo. Or this is what else I see: lack of spacing in setup. So we make this big move to get turned, and then we're launching from here, right? And again, using the PVC pipe, notice how the end of this is out here. So I've gotten myself to this launch position, and I'm also behind my front shoulder. So what do I have to do to get out of here? So I started like this, I made my turn, now I'm here. How do I get out of here? Front shoulder has to open up. When the front shoulder opens up, the hands work out and around the ball. And I'll do an example from the other direction so you can really see this. From here, hands work out. Front shoulder starting to open. Guess what else goes with the front shoulder? The head. Now, my barrel is working out around, and it's going to work across me, which limits my ability to succeed. And now from here, I'm looking at either sliced ball flight, low hard ball flight, or hook pull side, because I don't have an ability to get on plane early because I've set myself up. I'm in my own way. Barrel works out around. I get to this ball, so we'll say I'm in here very tight. Boom. I make my move to the ball. I'm clearing out space, opening my front shoulder. Now I'm here, hit the ball, and then I'm across. Wherever your barrel goes, the ball's going to follow, right? And I need you to understand that. So if my barrel's set up to go this way, well, guess where the ball is going to go? One, I'm very flat with the ball. So anything that's not completely straight fastball, I'm just going to hit the top of, or I'm just not even going to hit it at all. And this may sound familiar. So I get here, and if I catch it perfect, it goes low and hard this way. If I catch it deep, slice oppo. If I'm out in front because my body's gone this way, here, low on the ground. A lot of trouble. And you're not going to win there. So when you have lack of spacing and you don't give yourself a runway in setup, it's really hard to hit, because now you have to work really hard to get everything perfectly synced up. So I'm in here, I've got to make this big move back, I've got to sync it up perfectly with the pitcher, and then I've got to guess pretty much, hope I get out here, and everything else is taking me off the ball. And everything I talk about is we want to be in a place to get to the ball and through the ball. And understand, if this is your first time watching me, I'm a 10-year minor league baseball player, over 3,000 at bats, never made it to the big leagues. I'm passing on what I didn't learn soon enough. I thought I had my swing right, but I couldn't fix what I didn't know. Now that I know better, I have to pass it on, right? And you may be watching this at home. Once you get this information, you have to try and act on it, right? But if you've been doing the best you can with what you, like, that's all you can do. But once your swing is going to change based on what you know. How you swing is going to change on what you know. How you swing is going to change on what you know. So once you get this information, I would like for you to take it and run with it. Okay, so the first thing is spacing. The second thing that I'm going to say, like and subscribe by the way, is not being in the ground. And when you're not in the ground, you consistently have to rock back and then fly forward, or you just fly forward. And what happens when we fly forward is we close down our ability, we move up on the ball. When we move up on the ball, now we've lost our ability to hold ground and be adjustable. Now we either guess right or we miss, and it's called what I call a one plane swing. And if you want to win against good pitching, you need to have a swing that can be able to hold space, get fooled. Oh, that's not what I thought it was, and still be able to get here and win. If we can consistently find ourselves behind the baseball, not bailing off, not bailing out, if we can get behind the baseball, we can stay through the baseball. Oh, let me go back to that first example, by the way. Again, I do these videos one take after I get done hitting, and I like to do this because it's very fresh. It's very authentic. I feel like it's a lot more helpful. It's fresh on my brain. So when you don't have spacing, you get turned here. The only way I can get out of here is to get this barrel back out and around. I've got to get the barrel out. I've got to move the front shoulder to clear out space. Hands go out because of the weight of the barrel. Then once I make this move out and around the ball, your ability to succeed is very limited, right? Out around the ball. Now I'm hoping that the pitcher hits my barrel. I get here, and then my momentum from the front side is just going to take me off the ball. And that's why so many hitters miss, right? So just wanted to cover that. Now let's get back into that second example of just lack of being in the ground. And I don't mean like get stuck on your backside or anything like that. I just literally mean like an unstable base. We have to have a stable axis for power to work its way up through our feet, up through our shins, up through our femurs, right? Up into all the way up the kinetic chain, eventually into our hands. We have to think of it like plugging a power cord into the wall. If the cord's not plugged in at the outlet, well, of course it's not going to charge up and be working at highest capacity. Your swing's no different. Your body's no different, right? So something that I like to tell people is like, actually, I'm going to get into that in a second, but at the end of the video. But what happens is hitters have an unstable base. So they're constantly either sinking down in this quad, and then once you sink down, every action has a consequence. We sink down, we pop back up, right? We rock back, we fly forward. We fly forward, we just fly forward without being in the ground. Now we're limited and we've already committed, and if we're basically guessing. If we don't guess right, we lose. So that's another thing that I see a lot of. And then the last thing that I would say is just direction through contact, right? And a lot of this is just lack of focus or lack of not paying attention to it, right? Your work really starts, right? You set your swing up. You set your swing up in a way where you can be ready to hit with rhythm and not have a ton of moves to make. By no means do you ever want to just be standing still. I'm never saying that, right? We have to understand, I said this on the last couple of videos, we have to understand what we naturally do and set things up to play into that, but not put ourselves out of position, right? So if you're a hitter that naturally the hands want to fly up, they want to take you up, well, you may have to start with your hands a little bit lower and just play into that natural move. If you're gonna make that turn, well, you probably need to open this front shoulder up so that when you do turn, you have a clear lane to get to the inside pitch, the elevated pitch, the middle pitch, and the away pitch, right? Because it's way harder, and I don't know if people talk about this enough, it's way harder to hit the inside pitch than it is to hit the outside pitch because our swing can always get longer. But if we're not in a place where when we go to make our move, we're not gridlocked and we have to work in our own way and we have to work out and around our body, well, that's going to affect your swing path too, right? So if we're in a position where we know what we do naturally, and when we make our natural move, because we've set it up right, now we can just flow through contact, well, guess what improves? Swing path, confidence, consistency, ball flight, no more sliced oppo, contact points, we can push them out in front now because we can hold our position without having to cheat. We don't have to get stuck back, right? And it goes into this third thing that I see happen all the time is just lack of post-contact direction. So what that leads to is hitters so focused on just hitting the ball. Oh, hit the ball. Okay, great. From there, they just don't care. So then it's just off the ball or it's just wherever I want to go. And that's not how we win, right? We have to try and think about the goal is to have our barrel hit the ball, boom, and then try and stay behind and through the ball for as long as we can until it eventually goes out. And what that leads us to is adjustability, right? If you're expecting fastball and you get something that breaks away from you, well, because you're focused on hitting through the ball for as long and staying through it instead of just getting there and then off the ball, that leads to you taking your hit oppo, or you're focused on hitting through the inside half of the ball. Oh, you get that breaking ball down and in, and your contact point's out in front enough. Well, you see it, you get there, and you don't just leak off of it. You don't pull off of it. You hit there, you stay, and then through, and you get the ball flight that you want, right? So spacing, lack of being in the ground, and then lack of post-contact direction. Now let's talk about how you solve them. This is where I come into play, and this is what remote training does, because it's not so much pressure to get it all right in a 30-minute session, in an hour session. You have somebody like me, which if you've watched my videos, surely by now you can tell I'm a skilled communicator. I'm going to have you set the video up back here or on the side if you need to, right? Preferably from behind angle. So the rest of this video is going to be from behind. And how you solve all this stuff is by having someone keeping you focused on what matters, right? So from this angle, now we can see where we are at launch. If our barrel's in line with the shoulders at contact, or if we're here, head up, barrel below the shoulders, which means we're going to work across, or if we're consistently dumping the barrel when we're missing under. If you can send me video, I'm going to look at the problem, diagnose the situation, and then stand here and provide a personal solution for you. And that's what this is. That's why it's a cheat code. The feedback loop is on hyperspeed, right? You test, you document the work, we analyze it, break it down, make a solution, and get back at it, right? So you're gonna send video to me, I'm gonna break it down, then you're gonna go back in here and attack the solution again, and you just keep stacking up the work, you keep stacking up the work. Before you know it, you solved all of these things because you're working on having better spacing and having a runway, learning how to act. I will teach you how to screw your foot in the ground. And then from there, get to contact and stay through the ball. And all of these things, what do they lead to? Confidence, consistency, a swing that you believe in, a swing that's consistently improving, and no more guesswork. And that's why this stuff works, because I would say that remote in-person hitting, it's not for, honestly, it's only as good as the communicator, right? Sometimes no coaching is better than bad coaching. There's a lot of bad coaching out there. But I can tell you what's worse is thinking you're doing the right thing and having no guidance, or just constantly coming in here, scrapping things together, throwing things together. No more. Not if you're under my wing. Not if you're under my wing. That's what this is about, is passing on all of the lessons. That's why this works, because you're working with a skilled communicator that's focused on you unlocking your next level. Something that I've found to be true now that I've done this for about a year now. You know, my personal coaching, it's under the umbrella of unfinished player development. Like and subscribe, by the way. But what's happening is if you're a major league player that's a bottom of the order guy, you're going to be a top of the order guy. If you're a minor league player that's a fringe organizational depth guy, now you're going to be getting 5-6 games a week. If you're a JUCO guy, you're getting a scholarship, full ride plus $10,000 to $20,000 NIL. I'm seeing it happen. If you're a high school hitter, it's a joke, right? I'm jealous of the kids I work with in person, but also the remote kids, right? Because I'm seeing kids that already had the talent, they had the work ethic, but now they're working smart and they're working with efficiency. And the only way that you extract this stuff and pull this stuff out of yourself is to have a mentor, a coach, pushing you forward so that you can be more productive, be more efficient, work smarter and work harder, and it all comes together. Next thing you know, you're in this box like, man, my swing's never felt this simple. I've never been able to trust it like this. They offered, this school offered. Yeah, I'm hitting 3-hole today. I don't know what's going on. Oh, what's my focus today? And like, we're having these conversations, right? It's like, just cover the top. Just screw in. Hold your space. Make sure you're hitting your angle work. And that's the beautiful part about this remote stuff, because the communication is consistent. It's not just you coming to see a chiropractor in person. Oh, here's your 30 minutes. Here's your hour. Oh, there's your $150. All right, get out of here. No talking. See you next week. No. It's consistent communication. That's why the work is so beneficial. That's why it's happened to be so beneficial, because I'm consistently communicating, there's context consistently, there's check-ins, there's video communication. Every single day you're able to go back and watch the progress that you've made, your A swings, talk about what you're doing. Once you can talk about what you're doing, communicate, and then have somebody providing the solution, it's a cheat code. It's a cheat code. And I don't talk about this stuff enough. I need to talk about it more, but I really do think it might be the future. It might be the future. I didn't think it was a thing, but like before I went into Dodgers camp, I had a couple FaceTimes with my hitting coordinator, and he showed me some things to attack. I would take video of it, send it to him. I'd reassess. I'd go back at it. Oh, change this, tweak this, go back at it, send it back. Oh, that looks good. Next thing you know, I'm showing up to Camelback Ranch. I've got a swing that I've never felt before. I'm doing work that's perfectly tailored for me, helping me channel what I do naturally into consistently succeeding and hitting the ball where it's supposed to be hit in the cage, so that I can go out in the game and just be confident, right? Because that's the whole goal of this. You know, I'm saying this stuff, I don't know how many people will hear this, right? There's a lot of hitters that have a lot of problems that are completely lost on the wayside. And I'm talking major league guys, softball players, college players, just, I don't know why. Thinking that you don't need to ask for help, thinking that it's good enough, I just need to go check my boxes. Oh, I don't know, this is just my swing. No, you have to have a fundamental belief that no matter what I've done already, there's more in there, and this will help me develop a swing that I can trust for the rest of my career until I retire. A swing that you can trust forever. That's what the goal is. That's what the whole point of me being here and deciding to show up on social media and on YouTube and on Instagram and on Twitter and share my thoughts and share what's going on, because I'm trying to be the coach that I could not find. That's why this works. The whole journey of being self-taught, the whole journey of being around some of the best hitters in the world, consistently talking to them, consistently communicating with you, going back and forth, I'm helping you extract what you do best from a better position, with more efficiency, with more simplicity, which leads to more confidence, more success. That's gonna sustain you for the rest of your career without everything feeling like, gosh, it's gotta be so hard. Gosh, I hope I'm perfect today. Gosh, I hope I get my full routine in today. No, once you learn this stuff, once you learn what you need in this box, and then you find how to set yourself up to do what you naturally do with more efficiency, less but better, less effort, more power, ability to drive the ball, ability to have a matchup against any sort of pitcher and feel like you can win, instead of like, gosh, I hope he finds my bat today. Hope she finds my bat today. No. What if you just went from being a hard worker to being a highly skilled hitter? That's what I'm here for, right? So I just wanted to share that. Again, 3 things that I'm seeing happen a lot are lack of space, lack of learning how to be in the ground, and then lack of post-contact direction. If any of those sound like you, I can solve your problems, right? That's just what I do at this point. I guess I've been given some gifts by God to be able to do this at a high level, and this is what I'm here to do. So if you'd like some help, I can help. I really can. And it's not about me getting the credit. It's about helping you unlock whatever your next level is, right? Whatever people think that you can do, or whatever you've told yourself that you can, that's as far as I can go, maybe there's another level in there. And you've just got to have that belief, because I'm going to brainwash you into believing that that's true. So if you'd like my help solving any of your problems, learning how to win, that's what I'm here for. Please reach out. I'd like to talk. And, if you're the right fit, we'll work together. If not, continue to learn from these videos, because this stuff really does matter, and it really will help you win. Thank you for watching. I'll see you on the next video.